Hello, wonderful people! I am so excited to be back with my chats about Samba segment. It has been a while. I've let this one slip away a little bit. It got quite busy during competition time and Christmas and all of that. So I'm back and I have a really fun chat for you today. It's a little bit of a stock take, I suppose. So you can see where perhaps you're needing help with your Samba, but also everything we do in Samba, it translates directly back to our everyday lives. So wherever you're feeling stuck in Samba will usually translate back to something you're feeling stuck with in your life. So I'm going to ask you a few questions today, and I'd encourage you to even potentially pause this, write them all down, and take some time to sit and think about what these questions truly entail and how you relate to them on a dancing level. And once you've found the way you relate to them on a dancing level, then you can turn that into, where does this sit in my everyday life? Because the funny thing is that I've been doing a lot of work for a long time on myself, a lot of self-help books, a lot of spiritual work, a lot of shadow work as well. And honestly and truly, most of the stuff that I learn, just for me in a personal way, it flicks the light switch on, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, all of this stuff I can say to my students to make them better dancers, to help them become better dancers. And that's what I've been doing for the last, I don't even know how many years. And a lot of the feedback from my students is like, you help me with your Samba, but everything you say helps me so much with my everyday life. And I'm like, amazing. Like, two things getting sorted. But sometimes we compartmentalize things, right? We compartmentalize the information I've given you for Samba, or your teacher's given you for Samba, and you keep it there with Samba. But you can bring that across to your everyday life. So if you're conscious and aware of that, then that's going to shed a huge light on where it is that perhaps you need to grow as a human, or remove some blocks that you have in your everyday life. So let's get started. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I would very much encourage you to write them down, spend some time with each question, and look deeply at how that relates back to everything else that you do, or even your work life as well. It all relates, it's all together. So here we go. Are you okay with pause? What happens if your instructor, your coach, asks you to freestyle, and they are, do you at all pause while you're freestyling? Will you hit a pose and hold it? Will you do a nice slow slide without adding a shimmy, or without, arms, without moving your legs? Do you do that, or do you add all of the stuff in? Are you okay with pause? Are you okay with moving slowly? How does it feel when somebody asks you to move slowly? This is massive, 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 and it's something I've been talking about a lot, is that we are all go, 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 go kind of people. That's our culture, that's our lifestyle. It is hustle culture, and sometimes we get so caught up in that we don't do anything for ourselves. And even dancing becomes this, like, becomes this task that we really have to work really, really hard for. Do you know what I mean? So where are you slowing down, and are you sitting into your pause? Are you being okay with pause and slow movement? Next, is there a lot of tension in your body or in your mind while you are dancing? Are you white knuckling the steering wheel? Are you like controlling everything you do? Are you thinking about what movement is next every single moment of your freestyle? Are you controlling your samba basic step and not allowing any of the movement of your body to jiggle and be a little more free? What's happening there? You know, that might translate into your regular life as you're trying to control too much. You're white knuckling, you're gripping, and you're tense, and you might need to just sit back and let life flow a little bit more. Doesn't mean just stop trying altogether. You try without the tension. Yeah? You keep moving forward gently without the tension. Yeah? What's next? How much do you notice the feelings and the sensations in your body while you're dancing? And that goes for technique, and that also goes for freestyle, especially for freestyle. How much do you notice what's going on in there? Are you all in your head and you would not have a clue what your body is doing? Or do you kind of stick more in the head, and then sometimes you're like, oh, what's my body doing? Okay, yep, let's try and do this, and then back up to the head again? Or do you take your awareness down into your body? You're aware of the stretch of the arms, the lift of the chin, the throw of the hips. What's going on there? If you say, I'm in my head the whole time, chances are you're in your head the whole time in your work life, in your personal life, in your relationships, everything. And then that kind of links back to the tension as well. Because if you're in your head, you're just tense all the time, right? You're probably an overthinker. I'm an overthinker. That's okay. But say it out loud. I'm an overthinker. And then try to bring your awareness down into your body. And you can practice this every day, as many times a day as you like. You bring your awareness down into your body. You take note of the sensations in your body. You can even do things with your hands to bring your awareness there. You can feel into your belly. What's happening deep in my belly? You know, what does it feel like when you're hungry? Do you actually know what it feels, the feeling of hunger, or do you just recognize it and move on? It's really interesting to think about. Think about that. This is a good one. You ready? What does your self-talk sound like when you're watching yourself dance, or in the mirror, or back on camera? That one is huge. Ever since my daughter was born, I decided that I never wanted her to hear myself speak badly about myself. So I made a promise to myself that I would never look in the mirror or look at myself in an outfit and go, oh my God, look how fat I am. Oh, yuck, I'm so ugly. Oh, look at these wrinkles. You know, I made that promise, and I caught myself every time I was about to do it. And the most amazing thing happened. Once I was conscious and aware of it, and I stopped doing it around her, I stopped doing it around me as well, because that stuff does not help you at all. It does not help you at all to berate yourself and belittle yourself, right? Which brings me to my next point, is that it blocks you from having fun. If you're constantly like putting yourself down and, you know, oh no, that's not right, oh, I hate that, blah, 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 are you having any fun? And that question, you know, the word fun, I suppose, is like the entire reason why we dance, isn't it? It's something for ourselves that we can enjoy. So if you're putting so much pressure on yourself to make everything perfect all of the time, are you having any fun? My guess is no. My guess is no. So let's have a look at finding your inner child. Yeah, again, that links back. It links back to your everyday life. Are you having fun in your everyday life? You know, you can do it. Like, yeah, there's a lot of stress. Yeah, there's a lot of things happening all of the time. But if we're not having fun, again, what's the point of life? So, you know, most of us, I think, as children, probably loved dance. Whether you went to dance classes or not, as a child or a teenager or a tween, a preteen, whatever, you probably just loved to dance. I can almost guarantee that anyone watching this loved the sound of music, put music on and just moved their bodies and had fun, had no inhibitions, didn't care what anybody thought about the movement itself, anything like that. So let's get back to that, hey? Let's get back to that. And I do find that when I'm asking my students to freestyle and they block themselves and they say, no, that wasn't right. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, that looked great. And the feedback from me is always, don't block yourself from just doing the thing, right? You might do it and it didn't turn out exactly the way you wanted it to turn out. But the next time you come back around, like if you let it play out and you feel through that movement, the next time you come back to do that movement, it will be better. I can promise you, it's not going to be worse. It's going to be better because your mind and your body know that wasn't quite right, and that's okay. So let's do it again, but let's find a better way of doing it, right? So again, relate that back to your life. Relate it back however it makes sense to you. Like, especially if you've got kids, look how much fun they have. Like, get down on their level and like have fun with them. There's nothing better. I'm definitely guilty of not having enough fun in my life. So I'm joining you here. And the very, very last thing I'm going to ask you is, have you looked back? The most important thing you can do for dancing and for life is reverse gratitude. I learnt this word the other day and I love it, right? Reverse gratitude. You've heard this so many times, but I'm going to say it again because you need to hear it again. Where you are now is where you wished to be a few months ago, a few weeks ago, a year ago, 3 years ago, etc. Right? Because there's always more to improve on. There's always like a bigger journey ahead of us. It feels like we're getting nowhere. Like, we're just running on the spot. Yeah, but if you actually take a deep breath, relax, and look back at potentially even a video of yourself from last year, or you actually sit down and think about where you were with your dancing a month ago, a year ago, 3 years ago, whatever, and truly ask yourself, have I improved? I'm almost certain the answer is going to be yes. It doesn't necessarily need to be consistent, but persistent. I can almost guarantee that you have improved, and you should enjoy that a little bit. Enjoy the fact that you have improved. Enjoy the fact that you've put the hard work in. You have improved. Sure, you might not be exactly where you want to be, but there's time for that. Enjoy the process. I say this all the time. It's definitely honestly, truly, Samba is never about the end goal, because there isn't an end goal. I change my Samba all the time. I'm currently in the process of changing my Samba, and I'm learning. I learn from my students all the time. I learn from Brazilians. I'm constantly learning. It's never ending. So try not to have your mind too hard set. It's great to have a future goal, but try not to have your mind so set on that is the only way you're going to succeed, because what you have now is so successful. I promise you that. Enjoy it, relish in it, sit in it, and just enjoy it. Again, have fun. I hope you enjoyed listening. I hope you will spend some time working through that for yourself. And of course, as always, if you have any questions or you'd like to work with me, please send me a message, let me know. And I've got a special deal. If you're watching this right now, February 2024, I've got a special deal for you down below. So go have a look. Bye.